Hello everybody, this is Old Soldier. Today we're going to go over my food and cooking camp set that I use when I go hunting and camping. Basically all this is just simply a tub where I have some food, I have a stove, and I have some things to prepare food with. It's not really fancy, it's not really cooking, it's not really elaborate, but when it's ease and quick to get me fed when I'm out in the woods and something that I can grab that's already pre-packed, this will do the job. As you can see, it is just in a simple plastic tub, and that does lock down. One thing I will say about this lockable lid, if you are storing it in the woods or at home, keep it shut. A few months ago, we had a few mice in the house. I had it cocked open just a little bit, and the mice got in there, and they ate a couple of the freeze-dried meals, and made one heck of a mess. So that's the first rule if you want something secured, is secure it. Now this is not to say that this is all I use when I go camping. Obviously I do not take this container or this kit when I go backpacking, because obviously it wouldn't fit in my backpack. But if I am doing something where I'm taking a car camping or making a base camp for a vehicle, this is what I use. I am just going to go through the items one at a time and just tell you what I have. So first off, I have just a cheap roll of aluminum foil. I take this a lot of times when I go camping, I go fishing. I like to catch trout, and it's very easy to clean them and wrap them in aluminum foil, spice them as desired, and throw them on a fire. And there's a million things that you can use aluminum for, and great thing to have when you're cooking in the woods. MSR cook set, MSR pot and pan with a lockable lid. Makes a nice pot pan, boil water. If you put lid on it, it'll boil faster. It takes less fuel if you're using a stove. I've said before, I like MSR products. I like this one. Stainless steel, very simple, works great. Just a very simple Primus camp stove. I think it cost me $30 when I bought it. And a couple of MSR propane fuel cartridges. And I have two. This one I think is at least partially depleted. But when you're cooking, if you have a stove, yeah, you can always start a fire. And then one of the tents that I have has a wood stove inside it that you can heat stuff on, but want to heat up something quick, it's nice to have a little stove. Insulated cup. Great piece of gear made by GSI. I think I got this at REI a number of years ago. I want to say it was, at the time, it was $10. It's, I believe that is stainless steel cup, and then has a neoprene container and a lockable top. So you can make it to-go cup. Works great. Just a very simple REI plastic mug. Can't boil water in it. A lot of times I don't go camping by myself or hunting by myself, and I'm also bring things. That's why I have some of these. I have multiples of them rather than just one. Couple vacuum bottles or thermoses. This one's by Arctic. One of the things that I like to do, that's just a Nissan stainless steel one. One of the things I like to do when I'm hunting, it's wintertime in the morning, when I want to get something warm, coffee or hot cocoa or mocha in the morning, what I'll do is I'll make it the night before, make it boiling hot, put in one of these containers, and in the morning I have it, and I can drink it on my way out, or if I'm sitting someplace, if I'm spotting, glassing from a distance, I have my warm drinks that I can enjoy while I'm doing that. Just a very simple aluminum bowl aluminum bowl can be used to eat out of. I usually don't. I try to eat out of wrappers, but sometimes I do use it. Very easy to clean, and can boil water in. I also, for lighting, I just have a Coleman camp stove, and I keep just one canister of propane. After I use it on a trip, I just simply replace it. Utensils. So I just keep a small bag, especially if it's not me. I keep a small bag of cutlery, plastic cutlery. Spices. As you'll see, a lot of things that I eat. Some of them are MRE made meals. They get a little bit of bland. I picked this up at Walmart for $5 or $6. I went through these completely before. It's just good, and especially if you are fishing, catch some fish. It's always good to have a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of black pepper. This is a bag of other cutlery that I keep. That's a little bit more than just plastic. Disposable silverware, although there are some spoons. This is a large eaten tool. It's a Spork. It has a bottle opener, has a little hex wrench, and can opener on it. Probably didn't need it, but I've used it a couple times. It works great, and you don't have to worry about it breaking or melting. Just a little 4-pack of spoon-fork combinations. Very cheap, very disposable, but nice. A little bit more sturdier than just the disposable things. The K-Bar Combat Spork. Love this thing. So in case I'm cooking and get into it, whoops, sorry about that. I have a knife. Look at that. Yes, it's a little bit stupid, but it's very sturdy, and especially for eating MRE made meals, it has a long handle so you can get down the packets. And then, of course, I just have a couple more spoon and knife. These are just set in here for some reason, and a little yank of 550 cord. Moving along, instant coffee, always good. Some people are big into really brewing coffee in the field. I've done in the past, but this is quick and easy, and that's what I use. A lot of times I'll mix it with hot cocoa and or make cocoa and make mocha. It's delicious. I carry a water filter, an extra water filter. I do, depending upon what I'm doing, but I'll bring water, but sometimes it's just easier to get water in the field. I've used this a couple times. It's just an MSR Mini Works pump, and it works great. Never gotten sick. Drinking water that I've used it a bunch of times, never gotten sick. A lot of times I'll need light. I have showed the Coleman Propane Lantern, but this just is a little battery powered, just kind of a contingency thing. Also, if I'm in a tent, I can hang this up in here. Simple and easy. Cheap little thing, but works fine for what I use it for. A couple stainless steel camp cups. These are I got at Walmart. At the time I bought them, and I said in one of my previous videos, these things are $5-6. I looked the other day, I was in Walmart, and they were like $10-12. So, but they're good, great also for heating water. Use them as a drinking mug. They stand up very well. Thing is, one of the reasons why I like the GSI coffee mug is because it has an insulated outside. Because if you use these to heat and then try to drink from, you burn your lips. Another little item that came with the GSI cup. It's just a little rubberized. It's used to pick up hot cups or hot plates. Little thing I really wouldn't have bought if it came by itself, but it has turned out to be handy, so I keep it in there. Next thing, I always carry matches, but I have multiple ways to light fires, and I keep a box of Strike Anywhere matches and some just very simple fire starter. These fire starters are great. One of the tents that I have has a small wood stove inside of it, and it is great to use to get that fire started that stove. Cheap aluminum pot grabber, very similar to the silicone one that I just had for use, but this works well, and I just keep it in here. Plastic garbage bags, always good to have a couple to deal with your trash. REI candle lantern and extra candles. Had this forever. Works great, lightweight, simple technology, and another way to provide light. Trowel. Occasionally I have to bury stuff, food scraps, whatever. This was bought at Walmart. I think it was $1.99. Simple, light, and strong. Works great. I do keep a dedicated knife. This is a hunting knife. It's not made for a kitchen knife. This one was actually, it was my first hunting knife. It's just a simple buck. I keep in my cook stuff because it's good to have a dedicated knife that I know is in here. And in case something happens, I have an extra knife if I'm hunting and need to clean game. So that's how I do it. Lithium AAAs and AA's, 20-year shelf life, and they're long-lasting. And the big reason why I have them is for cold weather, especially during elk season, maybe sometimes during deer season. If I'm running a GPS or really anything, you don't want the batteries to conk out. So I keep a supply in here, and before I go out, I might top load off my ruck. But when I stage it, this is where I keep them. A couple hanks of cordage that I use to tie stuff up or hang things up with. Just thrown in here. One chem light, self-explanatory, just another means of lighting things. And then let's get to the food. Now this is a little bit short. I just came back and I haven't restocked it yet, and I need to do that. But I keep a combination of things. Simple, fast, and filling. Mountain House, this one's chicken and dumplings. I have a couple other. These are chicken fried rice. Teriyaki chicken with rice. A lot of chicken today. A couple other things. That's a container of brown rice. Alpine Air Foods. I've used these a couple times. Quite tasty. And those are gluten-free as well. And that's Wise Company brown sugar and maple multigrain. I like these for breakfast. This easily, they say adult four servings, I suppose, but really, 2 hungry men for breakfast. This works just fine. I also, Neapolitan ice cream. I bought this, threw it in here. It's been in there for a while, but haven't used it yet. Not really crazy about these. They work okay, but yeah. And I think somebody may have given this to me, and I just threw it in here. As you can see, I keep a number of MRE main meals. That's au gratin potatoes, marinara sauce with meatballs, jalapeno pepper beef patty. There's a bunch of them in there. They pack light. They're simple. They're easy. You warm them up, and that's where the spices come in, because it does get a little bit. I think I've got some chili mac in there as well. Nothing I have to top off. From the last time I went camping, hot chocolate mix, delicious. And the other thing that spices up the meals or makes them better, I think one of these is peanut butter, but 2 of these are cheese, and a little bit of cheese warmed up in a main meal, MRE, does make it taste a lot better. So I'm not going to go through all the meals one by one. If you've seen one MRE meal, they look like the next, unless it happens to be one you hate. But that is what I use, that I keep pre-staged chiefly when I go camping and hunting. If it is a larger event, sometimes I will bring a cooler with real food and cook it up. But a lot of times I'm in a hurry, especially when I'm hunting or I'm doing something else, and I just want a bunch of pre-staged supplies. So the other takeaway from this, for an emergency, if you have this pre-positioned in some sort of container that you can grab in one go, you can really put a lot to sustain yourself and maybe others for a period of time. If it's just me, gosh, the food in here, I could go for weeks, maybe a month if I had to. Anyway, that is my take. I'm interested to hear people's opinions in the comment section. This is Old Soldier, out.